All right, prepare yourselves because the Army has gone woke in this new project called The Calling, where they feature different videos, 5 videos in all, each featuring the story of a different individual. And we're going to take a look at the most cringy, the most woke one of them all, featuring this officer named Emma. Hello and welcome to The Ordeal. Yeah, the Army's gone woke. If you're new to my channel, I challenge all things woke. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's take a look and see what this video is all about here. First, we're going to get the intro, which you can tell just by the intro this is woke. There we go. Got it. So if we look here, it looks like we have 5 people who are not white. This is Emma over here. These are the people that they feature in these animations. This is Emma right here. She's white, but we'll see why she qualifies as woke. But what are they saying with this graphic? They're saying, well, it's not a graphic, it's this photo. They're saying that, hey, look, the Army is going to be non-white, which there was a time in American history, correct me if I'm wrong, those of you out there who know, there was a time when the U.S. Army only put non-whites into combat situations. Yeah, so we're going back to that. We're going to go ahead and just make the Army all not white. And we can risk the lives of the blackies and the brownies, but the whites, oh, the whiteys, we gotta keep them safe at home. Yeah. And another thing they're saying with this photo is there's 3 women here. Look, the Army's now female. Great. Just what we need in the military is more women. Never mind that women can't pass the physical examination to get into the military. The reduced difficulty physical examination they still can't pass. But another thing is, people are always saying, hey, look, men, they're too rough, they're too violent, they're too quick to act and be aggressive. We need to have women do everything. Women are better at everything anyway. Women do the best. Women do everything men can do, only better. They can do it more gently and more compassionately. It's not what I want in my military. I want my military to be like, hey, shoot first, ask questions later. That's typically how I want my military to function, because usually if they're shooting first, that means somebody's aggressing, period. Anyway, on to the animation.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems.
All right, so far this is a pretty nice animation, and I've watched all of the animations, and this one is the best one. There's another one that's pretty good, but oh man, there are 2 of them. There's one that's 3D animation. That's my area of expertise. It is horrendous. It is so bad. It looks like some children did it. It's like one of those bad Christian 3D animated shows from 10 years ago. I would be embarrassed to put that out. Let's take a look here and see what Emma has to say.
It begins in California with a little girl raised by 2 moms. Although I had a fairly typical childhood.
Remember that she said that. She had a fairly typical childhood. I guess the word fairly leaves leeway for her 2 moms. Let's go on and see what else she has to say.
Took ballet, played violin. I also marched for equality.
All right, so I had a fairly typical childhood. I was born in Middle America, the stereotypical America that we think of, the Midwest. I had a mom and a dad who birthed me. I had a sibling, and we raised dogs. That's a typical, what you think of as a typical childhood. I didn't know anybody who took ballet when I was a child. I didn't know anybody who marched for equality. Nobody around me would have been caught dead marching for equality, and the reason is we all realized we already had equality. If you didn't have equality, that was your fault. That's what everybody thought. I did know some people who played violin. We had a fairly well-funded band program at my school, so there were some people who played violin. Moving on.
I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
You're defending freedom from an early age. Well, technically, equality is the opposite of freedom. Because if you're free to be unequal. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that we should just say, hey, we want to be prejudiced against different peoples. But talking about freedom, be specific here.
When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctor said she might never walk again.
Well, if it left her paralyzed, then she would never walk again. What kind of game were you playing here?
But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet.
Yeah, so she wasn't actually paralyzed. Because if you're paralyzed, you can never walk again. You might have had a back injury that could potentially leave you paralyzed, but to be truly paralyzed means you're done.
Eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class.
Finishing at the top of your class, that's typical.
And then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women.
I don't think I've known anybody who's ever been in a sorority. I think I've known a couple of fraternity members, but not a sorority. And that's not typical. Right? So that's atypical. And you said strong women full of other strong women. Strong women in woman speak and feminazi speak means you're a bitch. That's all it means. Yes, I'm not bossy. I'm the boss. No, you're a bitch.
But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life.
Yeah, your two moms probably paid for you to go to college. That's pretty typical, right? No. I had to get student loans to go to college.
A sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women. But what had I really achieved on my own? One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest.
Climbing Mount Everest. That could be a whole video in and of itself, but we'll move on.
I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way.
So you shattered that stereotype that women can't actually get into the military because they can't pass the physical examination. Recently, I watched a video of I think it was an Olympic gymnast woman who tried to do a military obstacle course, and she couldn't do it. She was too short. Now, it wasn't because she wasn't strong enough. She was a strong girl, but she was just too short. She couldn't get over some of the obstacles. She couldn't jump high enough. And you might be saying, well, that's not because of her gender. That's because of her height. Yeah, but women on average are shorter than men. So there are certain height requirements. Yeah, there are advantages of being short. I know because I'm short. It's harder to shoot you. There's less of you. But yeah, the stereotype is you should be raising your children. Why do we keep pushing women into jobs? And then we wonder why we have to import foreigners to fill job roles. It's like women need to be, raising the kids so that we have enough kids so that we can have these jobs filled. Am I missing something? I mean, seriously, whatever.
I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
And that's the end. And if you look here, go back to Emma Malone Lord. There you go. Blue eyes. Her hair is a light brown. But back here in the beginning, her hair is black. She has brown eyes. Because they don't want to promote two white people. The military is gone woke. The U.S. military is woke now. And you see these girls here. It's like, are these your typical people? This is what we see when we look at the United States. You see, this guy's probably 6 feet tall. This is a big bitch here. She's 6 feet tall. And she had the biggest attitude out of all of them, too. The women are really smug in their videos. Watch the other videos. They're not as cringy. This one was by far the cringiest and by far the most woke. But the women are really smug. Like, I can do anything. And the men are kind of humble. They're like, yeah, so I struggled, and then I overcame my struggles, and then I got a job in the military. It's pretty cool. And we see this on the back of this article here. This is on the Daily Beast. Space Force commander with penchant for conspiracy theories fired. Well, yeah, I mean, I would imagine that somebody who has a penchant for conspiracy theory should be fired from his job if he's in the military. We don't want that. Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lommeyer. He's a lieutenant colonel already? That's a fairly high rank. How did he raise so high in military rank if he is a conspiracy theorist? If he's known for being a conspiracy theorist. The author of the conservative book that pushes the conspiracy theory that Marxist thinking has infiltrated the military has been relieved of his post with the Space Force program. So he thinks that Marxism is in the military. You mean like we just saw in the video there, how everybody's supposed to be equal and we can't discriminate based on any kind of these so-called superficial characteristics that are not superficial characteristics. Yeah, you shouldn't discriminate on superficial characteristics. It shouldn't matter what the color of my eyes are. I read this book series by Brandon Sanderson. I think there's a new one out. I haven't gotten it yet, but it's the Stormlight Archive. It's a good book if you like medieval fantasy. It's good. It's fun. They discriminate on basis of eye color and throughout the whole series. So is that what we want to do? How about we discriminate on the basis of hair color or amount of hair? Yeah, we're not supposed to discriminate on these superficial characteristics, but gender is not superficial. Anyway, this article is it's hyperbole. It links down here to military.com. If you go to military.com, you see the actual article here, and you can read through this article, and you can find that it's not a conspiracy. He's pointing out that there is Marxism. He's giving examples in the book of how Marxism is infiltrating the military, how the military is becoming an anti-white organization, anti-male organization. And apparently the book is #1 on Amazon. So that's right. Anti-woke, get money. Go woke, go broke. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope this stops because, you know, we're making the military, our military weaker. Was that a few years ago? We had our recruits walking around in high heels, our male recruits walking around in high heels, our male soldiers, actually. I don't think they're actually new recruits. They were just soldiers walking around in high heels. You know, our military should be like, yeah, I'm a man, and I will kill you if you do the wrong thing. That's just how it is. You aggress against my country, you're done, son. That's it. That's what our military should be talking about. Hey, you know, you can find me on Twitter. I don't advertise that very much. Just look for The Ordeal. I'm on Twitter there. I don't do much more. I don't really do much on Twitter other than kind of post these videos here. But if you know a person who's like, I only do Twitter, I don't care about YouTube, send them to my Twitter page. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I will see you next time.